I'm Hazel, it's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. First of all, before we get into the meaty news of the week, I want to quickly point out that the Trial of Style is currently live with new rewards on the vendor. The Trial of Style is going to continue to be live for a couple more days as of posting this, not too long until this upcoming Tuesday. It's not the end of the world if you'd miss these things and you don't get to it in time. You'll be able to get them the next time Trial of Style rotates back in, but it does only happen twice a year, so heads up, there are new things on the vendor. And then in WoW news this week, or perhaps more accurately, in WoW asset using news, Plunderstorm is out. We finally found out what the secret 10.2.6 patch is, and it was not on my bingo card. Plunderstorm is a battle royale mode that has been added to the World of Warcraft client. You get to it from the character select screen, but it is totally separate from normal World of Warcraft. It does not use regular WoW servers or your character. In this mode, you drop into Arathi Highlands off the back of a parrot, reminiscent of Fortnite and other battle royale games. You'll pick up skills to use, you loot currency called Plunder, and fight players. Or walk into the storm. The currency that you collect is called Plunder, and it is a direct one-to-one conversion to renown. It's not something that you can take to a vendor and spend anywhere. It's just a metric for how much renown you've progressed through. There's 40 levels to the renown track with a lot of amazing cosmetics that you can get both for use in the Plunderstorm game mode itself as well as outside in regular WoW. Pirate-themed stuff. So there's transmog sets, there's pets, there's mounts, there's trader's tender, there's toys, there's coins that you can get that are BOA that you can trade for things like flight stones and worms crests and drake's crests and things like that. So I thought it was funny that the first time to my knowledge that they've had any kind of an account-bound system for getting flight stones, it's been from Plunderstorm. The Polly Roger is the reward that I'm the most excited about. This is the last mount in the Renown track from Renown 39, and it is a dragon-riding parrot mount with a pirate's hat on it. You can play this mode in solo queue or duo queue, and if you want to play duo queue but you don't have a friend handy, you can solo queue into duo's queue, and it'll match you up with a random player. I couldn't have told you what I was expecting for 10.2.6, but it was not this. And I'm kind of relieved that it's, for all of its controversy, and we'll get there in a second, that it's not like a boring thing that we've seen a million times before. I was kind of nervous that they were just going to patch in like a new little mini faction that we've had a ton of during Dragonflight, like the Archives or the Furbolgs, that was going to be, you know, something that you do dailies for a little while and get a couple cosmetics and then you're done. I'm really glad they decided to do something different, for better or for worse. I think at least it's not boring. So there are definitely controversies with this mode. The forums are absolutely on fire. The big thing that people are concerned about is that this is a PvP mode that has a ton of desirable cosmetics attached to it. So lots of people really want the cosmetics, but they're not the kind of gamers that ever would have opted into player versus player combat. So even though it's not WoW PvP, it's still PvP. And feeling like you need to do that in order to get cosmetics is not a good feeling. Yes, WoW PvP has had cosmetics that are exclusive to it for many years. We've all kind of made our peace with the fact that most of us aren't going to get glad mounts, but I think it's harder when it's something that was this heavily hyped that has so many rewards that are so desirable. You definitely can progress through the Renown track by PvEing in Plunderstorm. You can run around and kill NPCs and you can loot treasure chests, and that will progress you on the rep track. The problem for a lot of people is that you are always vulnerable to being hunted by other players, which is frustrating when you didn't really want to kill other players in the first place. Some people are embracing the Cult of the Storm, where they drop into the match, loot as much as they can, get their world quest done if they can, and then just run into the storm wall and die, both to get into another match faster so they can do it all again, and to deny other players their abilities and their plunder. Playing that way is a viable way to progress towards the rewards, but it is definitely a long farm, even with the hotfixes, and they have hotfixed the renown gain up. You will now get more plunder and progress faster than you did on the launch day. It's still 40 levels worth of renown, and to make things more contentious, it's a limited time event. They haven't given us a specific end date for it yet, but they did say 6 weeks, which puts it roughly May-ish. So not only is it player versus player for cosmetic rewards in WoW, but it's FOMO player versus player for cosmetic rewards in WoW. So it was always going to make people toasty. Since going live, Plunderstorm has received a variety of hotfixes. As I mentioned, the rate of renown gain has gone up. MMR was also adjusted, so you should theoretically, over time, end up in matches with other players of a similar skill level, theoretically. Also, some ability tuning has happened. I, for my own experience, personally, as a collector, Hated the mode on day one. I had the same experience that I have often with new games where I feel very frustrated. I feel stupid, which is like a personal problem. But I was very frustrated with it, and I wasn't having any fun, and I was miserable at the prospect of grinding it. And then by day 2, I was kind of tolerating it. I had kind of embraced the farm of try to get my quests done and just use these abilities on the NPCs. And then by the 3rd day, it's been growing on me, and now I'm having a great time. The thing that saves it for me is how fast it is to get back in after you die, because the queue times are instant, and the waiting room doesn't take very long either. So the thing that I've been doing is try to get some early looting done, get as much plunder as I can, definitely get my quest done, and then I go either look for more plunder to loot if there's any available, or I just go look for a fight, and I figure I'm either A, going to kill somebody and get more renown, or B, much more likely get killed, but then I can go back in and do it all over again. After 3 days of playing it, I am at renown 17, which is almost halfway there, and I'm really pleased with that. Even after the recent nerf to renown gain in duos is still definitely faster than singles if you have a friend to play with, and it's also a lot more fun to hang out with a friend and run around in Plunderstorm. So if you have anybody else that you know that's also working on these rewards or just playing the mode, definitely buddy up. It's a good time. And then if you really, really, really like the mode, Wowhead has data mined a hidden feat of strength that is for earning 1 million plunder, which is 10 times the amount that you need to finish the rep track. So if that's your gig, then have fun. Other things going on this week, a new Twitch drop has started for World of Warcraft, no PvP required. The Fathom pet is available from now until April 5th for watching 4 hours of any WoW Twitch stream that has drops enabled, such as, but not limited to, my own. The pet looks like this. It is another colorway of Glamrock, which is the pet from late in the Plunderstorm Renown track. And then in Live WoW this week, along with 10.2.6, we got new meta achievements as well as a new reward tied to an old one. So first of all, if you completed the Shadowlands meta achievement Veilstrider, or if you go back and do those same achievements now, you can get the Zoval Soul Eater mount, which looks like this. This is the same base model from the Shadowlands Gladiator mounts, and this is the first time that it's ever been available from not PvP. I was so excited to have this when I logged in. And then there are more metas that have been added for Dragonflight with more mounts. The word on the street is that the actual mount rewards from these achievements has not been implemented yet, so hopefully that gets hotfixed soon. But A World Awoken is the name of the new Dragonflight expansion meta achievement, and that awards Tyvan as a mount, which will be the first Bakar mount available to players. Doing this achievement involves completing all 3 raids, Lore Master, Pathfinder, faction achievements, dragon riding achievements, and more. Luckily, the dragon riding achievements are completion-based and not speed-based, so you do need to do the advanced races, but you don't need to do them particularly well. Several of the required achievements are themselves meta achievements with their own mounts. As an example, there's a Bruffalon mount for doing the faction metas, and then each faction meta of that achievement has their own individual mount also. It's mounts all the way down, or at least 2 layers down. Altogether, for mountain achievement collectors, this is great news and something that can certainly keep you busy until the War Within, unless you are just awesome and you've done all of this already. I have, I would say, half of it done, maybe 60% of it, so I've got lots of stuff to work on. I know a lot of people were really hoping for a Dragonflight meta achievement, so this is great news and a nice project to work on while we wait for the War Within. There was also data mining that indicates that Season 4 may include some rep buffs to the Dragonflight reps, which could help with one part of that meta achievement. And then as far as what I've been up to this week, I have been plundering. As I said, it's been growing on me. And I also started gardening this week. The weather got really nice around here, and I got bitten by the planting things bug, so I put some flowers out on my balcony, and I'm starting some basil in my office, and I'm very excited about the whole business. And then questions for this week. Pellin wants to know, does Kira not react to your new hair? One of my cats goes all crazy in my purple wig, but not when I dye my hair. Aw, that's cute. Kira does not care. And I thought that maybe, that was understandable because she's pretty blind now, so I would be very surprised if she can see it. It will, tickle her if I'm wearing a long one and it's, brushing her ears, but I don't think that she really knows that I have a wig on. But I thought that my puppy would have some kind of reaction to my hair dramatically changing. And he doesn't care. I didn't even get a head tilt. He has just accepted that sometimes mom looks crazy. And that's just how she is. And that has been the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have a question you would like answered in a news video, please leave it in the comments of the most recent one and include the word question to help me find it. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day.